I titled this, "Today is the day that he had his appointment. Unfortunately, he did not go." That's the setback, So, um, I was really hoping, and I think in a way, I think he was hoping too, but this is where, as I've started to learn more and more about mental illness, that how is this any different than if he didn't have a leg? Why would I expect him to be able to run a marathon without some support, right? Um, Even though he's saying things like, "Oh, I can do it," I don't think he can actually do it. Um, this is, and I think what makes it very tricky. This is, and they do say this, the invisible disability, where he's not being overtly a danger to himself, but he can't make sound decisions for himself. And um, because of the fear that he has to get the help that he wants and needs, So he wants to go to the doctor. He wants to go get his eyes checked. I know. Okay? But he's too afraid to go and be there. And I don't know. I will say this, the people who are at the behavioral, let's call it the clinic, because it seems like the first virtual intake, and then they can come to the apartment at least one time, I guess, and then they're trying to get him to go into the clinic to do a full checkup and evaluation. And that's where, again, that we've been struggling. Even when he went into the hospital in April, I think back on that, where he was fine, until he started running away, and he ran off, and he did come back, 45 minutes later. But we've got to figure out how to remedy this, And I don't know. So again, I can't be mad at him, because again, if he had a missing leg, I wouldn't expect him to, like I said, run a marathon without some support. I'm disappointed, but I just can't. And I think in the past, yeah, I was like resentful, upset, even still a little, yeah, resentful, but I just keep going back to knowing that this is a part of his illness. You know, it's a part of his illness. It doesn't. I don't want to use the word excuse. It doesn't excuse it, but it explains it. And the people so far at the clinic, even though he's never stepped foot in there, I think he would benefit so greatly from this place. And if he can get over this hurdle and start to go there and start to use the supports that are there, I know he would be successful. I know he would get a lot from it, because I think, like I said, the missing piece is him getting counseling. And if now I can't get his shot, because I think I've just basically exhausted all that he could get out of what they call emergency stuff. It's just, he's got to be able to go there. And next week I need to go ahead and put in luckily for my job, I can take off work and have coverage. So it looks like next week, and again, really grateful to this clinic and the people so far who work there, who I still have yet to meet face to face. Really thankful that they are patient and that they are understanding, you got to be working in this field of behavioral health, right? Um, and grateful. I know I said grateful, but grateful that they're talking to me, because you know I understand now how the laws are trying to protect the patient, but if the patient can't even string a full sentence together, then that's a problem, right? And if the patient is looking to me as the caregiver to help them, but the law won't let me help them, then that's a problem too, right? Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed, and it's 7:30 in the afternoon. I got to be back over there in less than 12 hours to make sure he takes his medicine. That's the other thing. He is taking his other medication. If we can get him on, let me turn my light on. If we can get him on a routine of going, build him up to be able to get to this clinic semi independently, that would be great. It would be great. But we just got to figure out how to get him there. So, yeah, let me look at what you're saying, y'all. Like, I've ordered my new glasses, by the way. I need to do a video on how I improved my eyesight. So that's been the issue. I'm a biohacker, remember? All right, let me see what y'all are saying. Oh, it's just trolling. So yeah, so he has so much potential, and that just sometimes I do get deeply sad for him, knowing how hard this is, and sometimes it's the empathy that I can kind of sense. Like I don't know exactly, but I can just imagine what it feels like to be under so much duress, to have a condition where you can't remember things in the like 5 minutes from the past. That is panic stricken. Just imagine, like, okay, from the time that I started this video to now, that's how long my brother's memory is short term. I can only imagine what that feels like every day, to where he can't remember things, or he's hearing voices telling him things, or he believes things, like deep down he knows he's not, but he can't help but to keep thinking that he is doing certain things. So it compels him, and he needs the support of like a therapist or a counselor to help him get out of it. But it's just the struggle of getting him there right now. So I'm gonna take time off next week. I'm gonna take him. Today he didn't make the appointment. I did actually drove him to the building, so he knows what it looks like. He knows how close it is. I'm just trying to figure out all the ways that I can help him feel comfortable so that he can get the care that he needs, that he wants, and he needs. You know? We can do hard things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We can do hard things. My face card is looking good, by the way. I'm looking good, honey. Oh yeah, looking good. My allergies were not so happy today, though, but for the most part, I'm gonna do some stretching. I need to do my nightly ritual. Probably a little early today because I am tired, and I got some assignments that I need to do. I just finished my class. Um, yeah. I mean, it could be worse, right? Sometimes we just have no choice but to keep going. With that, I'm going to say, it has been a while.